Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Today, the 6th of June 2022, we are trading gold against US dollar. I think gold can drop further. Today, I think gold will drop further. First target will be 1849, and second target will be 1840. I will be buying between 1840 to 1835, stop loss below 1828. So let's start drawing. Thank you everyone for joining us. Here it is. I'm taking a bit of more risk on this one. And if it goes up to 1865, first I will sell. If it goes up to 1865 first, I will be selling. Hey Omar, thank you for saying hi. Hi back at you. Please join my YouTube channel at SupremeFX. SupremeFX on YouTube. Everything will be clearer to you. Remember, if you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section below and I will answer it. I want you always to remember to keep close attention to your charts, not only look at my chart, because there's a latency, obviously. I've been trading for the past 10 years professionally. I've tried before that, but I was losing and making and losing more than making, but then professionally for the past 10 years. This is a question by Vairam Gaming. So I will also be putting my limits to buy. So usually what I do, I distribute. If I'm expecting it to drop anywhere between 40 and 33, I distribute my buys. So I put, let's say for example, the size I am I'm expecting to invest or trade, my position size is 7 lots, so I open 1 1 1 1 1 like that, distributed among that range. Last Monday, unfortunately, we couldn't get a trade. Hopefully today we will, so we can together trade. Which order block is valid? Can you please explain a little bit? I am trading now gold against the US dollar, and as I said, I have a buying call between 40 and 35. Probably it can touch 1833. My main target is 1840 down, but I will buy with a stop loss below 1828. And my first target would be 1847, second target 1857, and third target 1865. If gold goes today to 1865 first, I will be selling. And Omar is a close friend of ours, Vairam, and his friends are ours. Thank you for joining us today. Some exclusive and special work and collaboration will be done between me and between the firm and Omar. We'll keep it for you as a surprise. I'm not a fan of indicators. Indicators are lagging indicators by nature. Some instruments, at some situations, you can use indicators. Like with gold, I do look at the RSI and MACD in specific situations, but otherwise, learn fundamentals and price action. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, soon we will be launching our Telegram channel where we will be giving our daily calls on gold. Usually Mondays are not very active. Let's see, upon pre-market and market opening, and consequently we have the PM close at 6 p.m. is where we see major price action. Remember, if you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section below. Supreme FX is your trusted broker, licensed broker. We offer razor thin spreads, fair and best execution. We make sure our clients' money withdrawal and deposits are on time and very smooth. Unlike other brokerage firms, we try to help our clients to make money instead of betting against them. That's why we are live today, and that's why we have exclusive calls to some of the asset classes, including gold, so that we can increase the probability of you making money. Can you hear me now, Fatima? Fatima, can you hear me? Vairam, for me, the most important skill or trait you should have as a trader is discipline. Discipline, because a lot of times you see a price movement and you think you can just jump in, you make the first trade, second trade trying to scalp, and then you end up losing everything in the third. Trade less, be disciplined, put your limits, and let the price come to you. Don't run after the price. Can everyone hear me? Please say yes if you can hear me, if it's clear. You see, I've put my limits and I'm waiting. No rush. Patience is key. If you guys follow us on the YouTube channel, you will be able to see properly our setup for today. Things will be clearer for you. Please remember to subscribe and hit on the bell button to be notified every time I am trading live. We don't have any high impact news today, so the market should not be volatile. To Vairam, sir, how can a trader motivate himself? Well, look, when you put your stop loss and you put your take profit, then there's no need to even look at the chart. But if you keep you keep no stop loss and you keep it open, then of course you're gonna be scared. Mentally, you cannot contain your emotions. When you are stricting, you say, if I lose, I'm going to lose this much, and I accept it. Then you have no fear. But make sure also you are as disciplined and patient towards your take profit as you are towards your stop loss. If your hit rate is low but your risk to reward ratio is disciplined and proper, then you are good to go. As I always say, always look at your P&L at the end of the month. Don't look at the trade on its own. You might make a losing trade, winning trade, losing trade, winning trade, and at the end your winning trades have a higher risk to reward ratio, and your hit rate meaning you are losing in more trades than you are winning, you might end up in profits at the end of the month. Consider it a business. Today, who are we? We are trading XAUUSD, the usual. Ladies and gentlemen, the most important thing about trading is that this is a business, okay? You are in the financial markets. You are trading. Today, the online venues are offering us the opportunity to trade just like the stockbrokers used to trade in the past in a cry-out arena in the stock exchange. In Wall Street, they used to shout and fight over the stock price. Today, using CFDs, you are getting the leverage facility. You are getting an online trading platform which allows you to trade. Why am I saying all this? I'm saying that you should consider yourself as a professional trader. You are not here to gamble or to just jump in because you have to jump in. You have to be very disciplined and you have to know what you are doing. You are a professional trader. You are trading the financial markets. You have to understand why the price will move north or south. Even professional traders throughout the years have a stop loss. Thank you, Vairam. Thank you very much. God bless you too.
The art of blacksmithing has a very long history. Our notion of what it means to be civilized is to have metallurgy, to have the ability to...
I have a different style of trading. As I said before, I distribute. Let's say I want to buy a full position of one lot of gold, which is 100 contracts, 100 ounces. I distribute that one lot among the buying area. Or if I want to concentrate it on one number, I put it at least $1 or two above my target. So today I'm expecting a range of 40 to 35 zones. So I distribute my lots between that area. The main thing, if you could really grasp that skill, is risk management. If you know how to manage your risk, you are just building the road to become a multi-millionaire. Patience, discipline, and risk management. I am doing this for free for a short period of time. I want you all to invite as many people as possible to come and watch our live trading sessions. People will benefit, people will be able to increase the possibility of them making money. They will also learn a lot from an educational perspective. Inflation report this Friday expected. Inflation has gotten out of hand. Ahmed Bitar is asking for the YouTube link. Yes, I shall do that.
Live from New York with a big issue. It's good news, bad news.
The market wants the Fed to slow down. It's all been about these great job numbers and how good that is.
With a dozen percent risks, this is where we see the overheating of the U.S. economy happening.
Slowdown here is a good thing.
That jobs number on Friday was stronger than the consensus.
What this number tells the Fed is, go ahead, keep hiking rates like crazy. You've got to pivot to talk about the sustainability.
1845 is the demand zone, yes, Ahmed, but today I have a feeling that it might drop further. I might buy a small amount at 45, but my main lots will remain between 40 and 35.
Tricky message for them to say, as we move forward from here, inflation is going to continue to be a problem. Too much of a good thing is actually a bad thing.
Joining us now.
Well, that's a good question. A lot of people ask me about the time frame. It depends what are you trading and your time horizon. So if you are the day trader, I like to trade the 5 minutes. But of course, when I'm in doubt, I always zoom out to the 4 hour. The 4 hour is my favorite. 4 hour gives me an overview of how the price would be moving. And if I am stuck or I'm in doubt, I move to the day to see if I'm in an overbought or oversold situation, to analyze the candles.
Playbook, are we back to that old familiar playbook of a few years ago?
I think that good news is bad news for multiples.
So you can see something like this here.
Fed to raise rates, more pressure on PEs. But let's face it, good news is good news for earnings. And that's the battle the market's moving into. Do we need to worry about multiples anymore, or have they bottomed? And now we have to worry about earnings. That's the trade-off.
Do we need to worry about earnings there?
Possible scenario.
Things we do. He wrote earlier this morning the following: the bear market rally that began a few weeks ago can continue for a few more weeks until the Fed makes it crystal clear they remain hawkish and earnings revisions fall well into negative territory. That should ultimately take the S&P 500 towards 3,400 by the middle to late August. Bob, Tom's review on the line from Morgan Stanley.
I think it's on the pessimistic side, but if we get a recession,
Thank you, Mr. Jazini Nas.
my view is we've got a chance to escape
Why not short at 1847?
risk, but perhaps not to the levels that Morgan Stanley is worried about. Year to date, as you know, despite the economic concerns,
Short or long, you mean? Buy at 1847, because the previous
too low, but holding
previous support was 1847.
earnings this year at 250
Ahmed.
this year, we're going to have to watch that like hawks.
Victoria, you're not a million miles away from Mike Wilson and Morgan Stanley. You don't think we've seen the bottom? You would call this a bear market rally, wouldn't you?
Yes, I do. I think the earnings are going to come under pressure. X Energy actually thinks they're going to see a lot of revision, but
Today I sold 1855. I scalped it. But I don't want to give you a risky advice. When we trade here, we trade safe as much as possible. Also the price action, Ahmed. Oh, you meant 1844. Yes, I understand, but I look at the price action. When I see gold is ranging in a $20 range, yeah, this is someone no one will tell you. When I see gold is ranging in a $20 range, I try to avoid a very near buying zone. I look for the next one.
very difficult to see a very broad-based earnings growth in the Q2 and Q3. Not to say that certain companies cannot perform, but I think just if you look at economic growth broadly and how U.S. companies are going to be able to grow their profits, there's so many pressures on margins. And listen to the CEOs. Almost every financial CEO.
I want to thank everyone who is joining this community of traders. We are creating our own community, a community that aspires to make profits above and beyond what the market offers. Together we will think together, and I will do my best to pass on the information that I know to you and learn from you as well.
Headline coming out of an amended 13D filed by
It is 5:05, 5 minutes through the pre-market. We are waiting for the US market opening bell at 5:30 p.m. Dubai time. That is in the next 24 minutes.
quote unquote, actively resisting and thwarting his information rights by refusing to disclose the information. It goes on to say that Musk says he reserves the right to terminate the Twitter merger.
Remember, a stop loss is like a seat belt.
Saying that this thwarting of information.
A stop loss is like a seat belt.
This first came out a couple of weeks ago. Twitter said that it would be a breach by Elon Musk if he doesn't go through with the merger based on these spam accounts. Now his lawyers are going on the offense. Musk's lawyers delivered a letter to Twitter legal officer. So this situation getting more contentious, and that spread between the $54.20 bid and where it is right now, basically a $16 gap. So this story continues, Sean.
That's the Twitter story. Did we get any clarification whatsoever on the story pushed by Reuters on Friday that he was considering job cuts at Tesla?
He did backtrack a little bit on that regarding on Saturday.
We saw Elon Musk was very pessimistic about the economy. I do not blame him. I'm expecting the US economy to be in big trouble soon.
For 10% staff cut, so backtracking a little bit on that bearish view, and not so surprisingly, a little bit of a murky quality to his leadership at sometimes.
On the long term, we are bullish on gold. That's why I'm trying to focus my trades on gold, because on the long term, I know I will, if I have enough margin, I will be able to always, the price will always come back to me. I am bullish on gold on the long term. Remember, all advice or opinions given here are not financial advice. It is for you to take your own decisions. I do my best to help you, giving you my opinion.
Going on with that company's workforce in particular, because after that Reuters story that you mentioned that Elon Musk was out on Twitter on Saturday saying that actually the salary had found.
Thank you, Bayram, for your questions and your interest. I see you are very much interested in trading, and your questions and interests show that one day you will become a very successful trader. Curiosity is key.
There is a laundry list of other tech companies that have either paused hiring or are cutting back on their workforce, from Snap to Robinhood to Netflix, Twitter, and Meta, others. According to layoffs, FYI, more than 126,000 technology workers have lost their jobs since the beginning of the pandemic. It really speaks to a new reality across the tech landscape, John, after decades of astronomical growth and easy money and soaring values.
The markets are down.
The other way, you're seeing a slowdown in hiring.
S&P 500 year to date is 13.8% down. Nasdaq 100 is 23.11% down. S&P 500 Communication Services Index 25% down. GS non-profitable tech is 48.54% down. So the markets are getting a beat. I am still expecting a stronger hit soon. I was watching a very interesting documentary about Wall Street, and throughout history it shows you, in very brief, when there's a discrepancy between the fundamentals of the economy and that of Wall Street, which is happening today. There's a big difference between what is like the Wall Street was to some extent looking healthy and was growing exponentially until recently, but the real economy was not as healthy. When something like that, you should know that you are in a bubble. You should understand that circumstances change, projects change, innovations come up, but the human psychology will always be one. That's why we always say, I am trading the next bubble. People will always inflate the price and cause it to burst. But this time it's looking a bit more dangerous. The debt to GDP of the US economy is 160%. How do you rate their bonds at such a stage? That's why I'm not a big fan of the banking system, and that's why decentralized finance is offering something unique. Veram, yes, that's part of the truth, unfortunately, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the link for our YouTube channel. If you watch us from YouTube, you will be able to see a better overview of our setup for today. B2 Ahmed Bitar was asking for the link. Here it is. Supreme FX official posted it.
Actively resisting and thwarting his information rights by refusing to disclose the information, and again, he reserves the right to terminate that Twitter merger pact if breached. So this contentious situation continues. More headlines most likely to come out in the future, but this is what we know right now. And again, the gap between that bid at $54.20, very, very wide here by about $16. As for some other movers to the upside, because we of course, John, have the Nasdaq 100 outperforming, Apple up 1.2%, even with yields higher. This, of course, as the worldwide developer conference this week, the focus on their virtual reality headset. iPhone revenue seen up 6.2% this year after up 39% last year. So they are clearly trying to diversify. Amazon, take a look at that, John. No longer
The market is slow and boring.
$125 stock, up 2.4% on the 20-for-1 stock split. Tesla, to the point that you and Keelan were making, up about 3.7%. This is as Elon Musk has reversed his job cut call. Some real murkiness there. So Elon Musk really in the news this morning. And then finally, DD Global soaring. Take a look at that, John. It's a $3 stock, but nonetheless up 66%. This is China is to end the probe and allow the rideshare giant back onto its apps. Never a dull day, John.
Never, Abby. Thank you. Equalisa, coming up on the program. The Biden administration looking at lifting tariffs to tame inflation.
There are other products, household goods, bicycles, etc. It may make sense.
That conversation up next.
How can your old vision be transformed into long-term value? Is your technology moving fast enough to realize your ambitions? Are you reframing your future, or is the future reframing you? Realize your transformation with connected strategy, transactions, and technology. Realize your transformation with EY.
This Amazon is crafted to conquer.
You will be a woman on Mars. You will be the first chief crypto officer. Because when you subscribe to Bloomberg, you don't just get news. You get insight into limitless possibilities. Before you change the world, Bloomberg.
Significantly more impactful.
Container shipping is a key component of global trade. About 80 or 90% of all the world's goods are transported at sea at some point.
There's a significant unseen cost to the modern era of global commerce.
About 3% of all the world's CO2 emissions come from shipping.
3% may not sound like a lot, but that's roughly comparable to the entire CO2 output of Germany. Since reducing trade isn't the likely option, what about a technological improvement to help reduce the emissions from well-stocked maritime behemoths?
Welcome to Denver, Australia's Space Forward Technologies.
On TV, radio, and the web, this is Bloomberg.
DSO Now is your online home for weekly Boston Symphony Orchestra and Boston Pops performances. See new concerts that go behind the scenes, plus acclaimed archival concerts. Visit bso.org/now, where the music plays on. BSO season sponsor, Bank of America.
Hello. God bless you too. Thank you, Swedish.
Keep some of those tariffs because we need to protect.
Thank you, Ash Darbar.
And we need to protect our.
Thank you all for joining.
That's a matter of,
Sorry we had to cut the previous session short.
household goods, bicycles, etc.
Um,
It may make sense.
The Biden administration
Hi, Rashab.
elements of foreign policy to alleviate price pressure at home.
My phone switched off actually.
Money and oil could be the answer. They said the following: if the midterms are dominated by
Ah, that's my beautiful daughter. She joined me.
Address it at home with various measures. They say they have
Hi, Daddy.
legislation coming that could potentially address this. But you have a certain point where this is going into the relationship that the U.S. has with other nations, like China, like Iran. And it's coming at a time where they're trying to figure out how to navigate some of these relationships that have a very contentious aspect to them. But they do.
Yes, Roshab, we are trading gold.
Prices for the American people, because that is really the front of mind issue right now for Americans, and is set to be the big issue that drives the elections in November.
Emily, it's pretty obvious just for us observing what's happening right now. There's some tension between the foreign policy goals and the pressure they have domestically over inflation. It's interesting to hear Secretary Raimondo say those things about removing some tariffs on Chinese goods, something they're considering. And at the same time, Secretary Blinken just last week said this: China continues its genocide and repression of predominantly Muslim Uyghurs and other religious minority groups. How will they reconcile any move on tariffs in China with the language coming out of the State Department?
It's a difficult thing to do, particularly as the Biden administration is trying to move to make sure that any products coming out of the Xinjiang region don't go to the U.S. I mean, that is not an easy thing because so many of those products go through other pathways in China. And so there is a huge question mark right now. How firm do you push back against China's human rights abuses versus how much do you try to make space for trading, for tariffs? And how do you think about how this is impacting Americans? I thought it very interesting that Secretary Raimondo.
I love you and I miss you more.
We're not going to have changes in tariffs on steel and on aluminum because we know that that protects American workers. But then go on to say that not every industry has benefited necessarily from those tariffs. And the Biden administration, they have been looking at those tariffs that the Trump administration.
That is my daughter, Dushi, 13. Her name is Nada. She's beautiful and smart, like her daddy.
On how to move with those tariffs, and this might be sort of one area of pressure is how do you deal with inflation? How is this impacting the American people?
Emily, thank you. Emily Wilkins on the latest. One other thing we've heard a lot of.
Thank you, Fatima. God bless you.
Lisa Tom and I were talking about that in the previous hour. We've heard that a lot from this administration. The Fed is independent. The Fed is independent. At the same time, you can argue, as they say, that
Swedish, what is your buying price?
to take the blame for what's happened with inflation. They're independent. They get to decide. They need to address it. We believe that they will. It's their job, and perhaps not ours so much. That's one view. One argument. Peter Scher of Academy wrote the following. He said, "It's clear that DC is focused on inflation at midterm elections. Yes, the Fed is independent and prizes its independence from politics, balancing jobs versus inflation. But there seems to be intense political pressure to fight inflation."
Remember, usually they are inversely, there's an inverse correlation between gold and US dollar, but it is not 1 to 1.
Can you walk me through first why you like energy and why certain names over others?
Yeah, so I really like the US energy space, especially with the very strong.
I love you, Daddy. I'm proud of you.
Very low break-even.
You are smart like your mom and like your dad. Both are smart. But that's a good one. You're a joker, number one. I love you so much. I'll also open for you an account with Supreme FX. You should start trading now. You know, a funny story, guys, sometimes I call my daughter when I'm stuck and I tell her, pray for me that the price moves in this direction. Or if I'm looking for an opportunity, so I want gold, for example, to go down so that I can have a big entry, I tell her, pray it goes in this direction so I can enter. No, Ahmed. The way I calculate it is the way I calculate it is, let's say I just calculate it 1 to 1. So if the price is at yes, you are right. It is multiplied by 100. So if I'm opening one lot, okay, I make sure that and let's say one lot. So for me to lose, let's say I'm expecting $4 down is my risk and my reward is $8. Let's say it's 2 to 1. If it goes up $8, I make 800. If it goes down $4, I lose 400. Now 400 on my capital is how much? If my capital should be,
heading the other direction.
Well, first of all, as you
the risk should be 1% of my capital, or 2 or 3% maximum of my capital.
regularly for the rest of the year,
You get me?
but to still
And sometimes I put 0.5% of my capital, and then I average. It's a different risk management. I don't want to talk about it here because I don't want to misguide people. But it all depends on your risk management. But ideally, it is what you see on the screen is what happens. Thank you so much, Ahmed, for your sweet words. Also, Swadesh, you entered at 53.84. It is possible it can go up and then down, but be careful. I would say I don't like to jump at the market price. I like to keep my limits.
Target on their back because of that success that you described.
No, I mean, if you look at their PEs, because they're making so much more money, they're still very
And what is your take profit?
and on multiples. I do think the administration and the oil and gas industry do not have a good relationship. I'd love to see that get worked out a little bit more of how they can come together. They are barely speaking with one another, so that would be a good first step. But I don't think it's a bad place to be, especially, even though they're down on the best performer in the S&P 500 and they're all up 50% plus this year.
Hello.
Growth of earnings are actually still fairly moderated price-wise. So I'll take my 12% cash flow yield. Most of them are investment about where they are with the fixed list there.
Yes, of course I know Omar. Omar is a dear friend of ours, and we will have future work together.
And again, even if we found some spigots to turn on, it's a very large lead time. You have refining capacity issues. You had a very interesting comment from Chevron's CEO, I think last week, who said there may never be a new refinery built in the U.S. And then a little bit
I can see a lot of people who are watching us today are close friends of Omar.
we can't just conjure up more refining capacity.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, to invite as many people as you can to watch our channel, our YouTube channel, our trades, live trading. We are offering this service for free for a limited period of time, and you will benefit and benefit the ones you care about if you do so.
Victoria Green, Bob Dalton, the two of you. Thank you. Big week ahead of us. Good morning calls up next and later. Elon Musk calling Twitter out
So it is a good idea. Keep your trail stop loss.
now, 5%.
Because I think for 1845 is possible, at least.
Old vision be transformed into long-term value? Is your strategy ambitious enough to drive transformation at scale? Are you reframing your future, or is the future reframing you? Realize your transformation with connected strategy, transactions.
I'm confident 1847 will come. 1848, I'm confident it will come. And my next target, 1845, is highly possible. I will be buying small, probably if it goes to 45, because I'm bullish on the long term. But my main buy will come in between 40 and 35. Hopefully we get it today.
You will bloom on Mars. You will bring forth global quality. Because when you subscribe to Bloomberg, you don't just get news. You get insight into limitless possibilities. Before you change the world, Bloomberg.
But it can also completely transform humanity's relationship with space. There are scientists who think we can already go to
Thank you, Fatima, for the support. I appreciate it.
We have the climate, we have all different private entity wants to build it, or a government, they build it. It'll change society. We have no clue how colonizing in space, how really spreading out.
Okay, in the next 4 minutes, the US market will ring the bell. I am operating from Dubai, so the time is 5:26 p.m. Yeah.
You will shed light on dark matter. You will make aging optional. Because when you subscribe to Bloomberg, you don't just get news. You get insight into limitless possibilities. And before you change the world, Bloomberg.
Let me bring down.
Performance away from the opening now. Stocks up higher in your morning calls. First up, Edward Jones operating American Express supplies with recent initiatives boosting growth in new accounts. Morgan Stanley operating CrowdStrike Opal Bank saying the company offers durable growth and profit discount. And finally, Raymond James operating qualified to outperform with the majority of bad news now priced into shares. Coming up, UBS and Stuart Kaiser joins us at the opening bell making the case. Big tech.
How can your bold vision be transformed into long-term value? Is your technology moving fast enough to realize your ambitions? Are you reframing your future, or is the future reframing you? Realize your transformation with connected strategy, transactions, and technology. Realize your transformation.
So we are expecting the price to at least go to 1848 and 1845. I will be buying anywhere between 1840 and 1835. I've already put my limits. In 2 minutes, the opening bell of the US market will ring, and then we can see a more exciting price action.
5G up to 11. Because when you subscribe to Bloomberg, you won't just get news. You'll get insight into limitless possibilities, knowledge, inspiration.
I think, Ahmed, if you focus on the US, on XAUUSD, now it's an opportunity, because you know the trend is bullish and fundamentally gold should go up. The only thing with gold, you have to keep your stop loss, because if the market crashes at any time, gold, the first reaction of gold is down. First reaction of gold would be down. As I mentioned before, people will want to, they have margin calls they need to keep up with. So they will sell their gold position, liquidate their gold positions to cover their margin calls. But then you'll see gold drop, but it will go down up very fast again.
We're seeing a revolution unfold right now. These are historic times.
This is where the ride gets really interesting.
Yes, on the long term, I'm bullish on gold. BTC is being traded as any risk asset. So when stocks go up, BTC is going up. I saw BTC fail to stand as a hedge or as something to preserve your capital similar to gold. It's too volatile. Okay, there we go. The US market opened. Let's see.
25 seconds away from the opening bell this morning. Good morning to you all. Come off the back of a week of losses. Friday responsible for the bulk of that. Looking to take a bite out of it. The futures higher by more than 1% on the S&P. On the Nasdaq 100 at 1.5% on the Russell. Up by 1.12%. That's the opening bell.
That's the opening bell.
Just a little bit higher through much this morning. Up by 3 or 4 basis points at 296.
Yields are up. When yields are up, there's a negative correlation with the US 10-year Treasury yield. When it's up, usually gold goes down.
Let me keep backing away. Again, 119.66, getting closer, call it 119.70, up by 0.75% on the session so far. And looking ahead to the ECB on Thursday, euro dollar 107.10. We're negative a tenth of 1%. The likes of Bank of America think we can get 250 basis point hikes with this ECB later this year. Just think about how much has changed with this ECB. I've talked about it repeatedly through this morning. We've gone from negative rates since 2014, no rate hikes since 2011, to a conversation.
The honor is mine. The honor is mine to have all of you following me and watching my channel. Thank you very much.
With a breakdown, here's Abby.
John, very solid
Hopefully in the next 28 minutes things will. My favorite NFT project is called the Genie. My favorite NFT project is called the Genie. The Genie is backed by an actual app. It is unique, it offers value, it has utility.
And Musk lawyers have delivered a letter to the Twitter chief legal officer. This, of course, is a very contentious situation, John. Not only have these headlines come out, if you recall, a couple of weeks ago when the initial idea was floated that he may not, when he might.
This channel is to help you all. If you have any questions, please leave in the comment section below.
Constitute a breach. So real contention here, of course, Twitter shareholders also suing him, claiming he manipulated Twitter shares. Twitter shares are down 15%, of course, since all of this has come out since he first made that bid, never making that $54.20 share price bid. That spread continues. Lots more to come here, John.
How is that? That stock is down by 4.5%. You can just check again the latest 5
Seems like gold is still consolidating and moving in range.
It's breaching the merger agreement.
Nothing exciting yet.
While that goes on, John, I think there's serious questions around whether Elon Musk even wants to buy the company or at the very least buy it at the price that he offered. Of course, he's made a very large issue about these spam and fake accounts. He wants concrete evidence that they make up less than 5% of all the accounts on the platform. A direct quote for you from this 13D filing is that Twitter's failure to provide this information is a material breach of Twitter's obligations under the merger agreement.
Thank you, Vivervida, for trusting in me. And I'm glad I could benefit you. I like to trade the opening, Ahmed. Also trading in and out too much is useless. Trade the opening, be content, and close for the day. Today I got a small trade. I managed to sell at 55, picked up my profits at 51, a quick scalp. To Kushagra Killer, please go to our YouTube channel and you can see the setup there. Subscribe, because my phone will switch off. It's on the charger, that's why it's put in this position. You can go to our YouTube channel. Yes, we do have a trading course. In fact, we are going to launch the Trading Academy this week. So please, Sanjo, please stay tuned. We are offering a quick course for beginners for free. Under certain conditions, of course. So it will be very exciting, very exciting. In our community, in Supreme FX community, we are trying to help our fellow traders to gain and to grow. We want to educate, we want to benefit people. We don't want only for people to trade on our platform, but we want them to learn how to trade. We want them to create a second stream of income, something they can do as a side job.
We see choppy but range-bound markets. Our preferred upside trade remains buying calls.
Azra, first of all, how are you doing?
Just right now,
Um, I will be posting today or tomorrow on our official page, the Supreme FX official on Instagram. You will have all the information in that post. Please follow our Instagram page, Supreme FX official.
which is probably going to be large cap tech and that growthier part of the market. So, the reason why we like use is much more macro. We do think inflation is going to come down in the summer. We do think rates, as a result of that, will release.
Remember to invite your family and friends and the people you care about to watch our live sessions and benefit. As I said, I am trading live. I am putting the positions myself here. What I tell you to do, I am doing myself. I'm not sure if I get your question, Sanjog, but of course, every market is different. The price action doesn't usually happen, but should move according to the economy of the country. And of course, sometimes it's influenced by other economies because of globalization mainly. And there we go. Gold seems to be dipping a bit, coming closer towards the PM close. As I said, I am expecting at least 48 today and 45. It is just a matter of time. The price currently is around 1851 US dollars per ounce. My expectation is 1848, 1845. I will be buying around 1840 to 1835. If you go to our YouTube channel, you can see the exact setup. As I said, I'm expecting gold down, and gold is actually dipping down. Let's see if we can get our first target at 1848 and 1845 consequently. Of course. I'm also certified wealth manager by CC, Chartered Institute for Securities and Investments. We are not far.
Are you reframing your future, or is the future reframing you? Realize your transformation with connected strategy, transactions, and technology. Realize your transformation with EY.
You put a woman on Mars. You forge global cooling. You will be the first chief crypto officer. Because when you subscribe to Bloomberg, you won't just get news. You get insight,
I've been trading for almost a decade now,
knowledge, and inspiration.
but you can actually in a year become a good trader.
Pioneer, disrupt,
The difference is experience teaches you more of risk management and teaches you what are the possibilities of movements in the market.
Bloomberg Wall Street Week premieres Friday with replays all week.
We can see the market is being a bit more active, coming closer towards the PM close.
Cars and their local supermarket have in common.
As I said, my first target is 1848.
Same technology. A lot of innovation has trickled down from the world of high-tech engines, and it hasn't just found new life in road cars. F1 cars have long been thought of as the peak of cool, and technology in them is also helping to cool down our produce aisles. Engineers from Williams are using their knowledge from 9 constructors championships and working with company Aerofoil to help reduce the energy consumption of supermarkets. The device they're building is based on the design of an F1 car's rear wing. It attaches to fridges to keep multiple air in the unit. They estimate it can reduce supermarket energy consumption by 25%. One innovation from F1 is also helping hybrids reduce their carbon footprint. That's HERS, or the Kinetic Energy Recovery System. In common parlance, it's known as regenerative braking and works by storing energy of the car decelerating in the battery for later use. If that's not enough, F1 is now looking at HERS, or a thermal energy recovery system, looking to harness the heat produced from braking and the engine exhaust. That could allow cars to generate the same power using 30% less fuel. So while F1 may have a reputation as a gas guzzler, some of its innovations in the name of speed are helping in the everyday fight against climate change.
Front row, exclusive interviews with the most influential figures in finance. Lloyd White 5.
Deflation is a terrible thing. Inflation is tolerant.
Kathy Wood.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
Jeremy Grantham.
We've had a very, very abnormal honeymoon going up here.
First available on the Bloomberg
Correct, Vairam. I
television.
agree with this.
Front row, the best seats in the house for businesses' greatest minds.
As I said, it is all about risk management, patience, and discipline.
About 14 minutes into this, equities positive on the S&P 500.
Have the specified knowledge,
One stock is
but then you have to have
for the last 30 minutes.
the discipline and patience of a professional trader. Remember, you are trading real markets. It is not a casino or a game. You have to understand what you're doing, and then you put your setup and you let it play.
Leg lower down about 8%. This, of course, on these headlines with Elon Musk saying that he believes Twitter is breaching their merger agreement by not providing information about spam and fake accounts. I know that Ed will be speaking about that more. But it seems as though cooler heads are prevailing. We've had so many headlines back and forth since the April 14th bid. Overall, Twitter is down about 15%, a little bit less than 15% from that time period. But because the stock is off the lows, and to Kelly's point earlier, never really made that $54.20 bid anyway.
Yeah, as I said today, Veyram, I sold around 55 and I took profit at 51. I just scalped. But otherwise, I'm waiting for it to drop to buy again.
It's fascinating because going back to April 25th, read the you don't have to, John, I mean, talk about it, but read the regulatory filings word for word. He waived due diligence back in April. And so the idea that he didn't understand how the bot mathematics works, the percentage bots, is really bizarre. Because that A has been boilerplate language for using regulatory filings for many, many years. But B, right early in this process, he said, oh, I don't want to this gets to the point of your question. Is he trying to walk away, or is he trying to come back in with a lower fee? At the time, the consensus was he waived due diligence so that Twitter would accept $54.20 as his final offer. Because at that time, hard to see it now, but people thought maybe Twitter was a little bit undervalued.
Ed, let's talk about the final point, and that's things from Twitter's perspective. This has become highly disruptive for this company. You've done some reporting on this. It's really on the ground at the moment, internally. What do they think of this?
Yeah, but I think internally, a lot of the work that was being done is being put on hold. They're shuffling resources, there's a hiring freeze, partly because of the macro.
If you are a beginner, obviously you should not be trading crypto as a start. Crypto is a very volatile market and dangerous.
And said by law, by definition, there is no such thing as a deal that's quote temporarily on.
Yes, I traded equities but over the long term. I had an investment depot with a bank and I was investing over the long term. So I was buying and holding.
They've just gone through their regulatory notice period, 30 days, that just lifted on.
Sometimes I did trade equities with leverage when I saw an opportunity. Like when Boeing dropped, when Disney dropped, when Twitter dropped, I was buying the dips in a bullish market.
Breaking this down. End up on the move. This story. Elon Musk on Friday was all about Tesla. This morning is all about Twitter. On Friday, about job cuts. Job cuts at Tesla, and they kind of push back over the weekend. Stock dropped by 9%. Stock is bouncing back. The payrolls report was pretty decent. It was a tidy upside surprise. Yet at the same time, we're hearing all these little stories of tech companies pulling back, hiring and firing. First hiring and now a lot more firing. And hiring freezes. Mike McKee joins us now for a bit more on it, Mike.
Good morning, John. Well, Twitter seems to be a sort of microcosm of what's going on here. That you get this back and forth going on. We had a lot of gloom about the economy last week until Friday, when the job report comes in better than expected. You look at the headlines that are from the Bloomberg today, and it's all about how the economy can avoid recession. You have Bill Blackfein saying that let's dial back the negativity as the economy goes forward. The question is, what is the Fed going to do? And nobody really knows because they're watching the economy, and the numbers at the moment are good enough. You take a look at what's been going on with inflation, with jobless claims, which is that canary in the coal mine, and with unemployment, and all the trends are pretty good right now. They're sort of going exactly the way the Fed wants, with core inflation going down a little bit on a monthly sequential basis, and unemployment staying very low, no uptick in jobless claims. So the outlook is pretty good at this point. What a lot of people are suggesting maybe you want to do is keep track of the financial conditions index. You can see the Chicago Fed adjusted index there. They adjust for current economic conditions. And the economy does tighten quite a bit. And so at this point, maybe, as Larry Summers says in one of the headlines, we're seeing the Fed have an impact, but it's going to be a while until we actually know where we're going to be here. Cameron Breeze had a great column this morning, often wrong and often in doubt.
No, I never followed anyone.
Mike McKee, thank you. Thank you very much.
I never followed anyone, but I used to learn from the greats, of course, like Jesse Livermore. I used to read their books.
When we started, it's good news.
I used to learn about trading in general. I learned how the candles move, why it moves, the reports that affect the markets. Yes, perhaps one day everything will be decentralized, but I don't know if it's really decentralized. Like the DAO, for example, is a new infrastructure, where it is decentralized, where you could, you could own nodes, super nodes, and then you could be voting about on the actions of the company. But at the end of the day, they can restrict who enters in and who has the voting rights. So it's in a way again not so decentralized, similar to what Ripple is doing. Ripple is decentralized, but the way they are behaving makes it look very centralized.
That data has actually looked recessionary in some pockets and in other places look very, very strong. So our view is not that the Fed is going to need to drive a recession to get inflation under control, because we think inflation is going to come down as the year progresses. That said, if you're of that view that they're going to need to drive a recession, then clearly you're going to be very, very worried about the earnings outlook, and you probably think there's another leg lower for equity markets. So I guess from my perspective, the economy was going to be slowing. Some of that slowing has perhaps been accelerated by Russia, Ukraine, by China, as well as by Fed tightening. But ultimately, we think inflation will come down over the summer, and that'll take some pressure off the Fed, and hopefully, as a result, take recession odds a little bit lower in the minds of investors.
Stuart, out of interest, what do you think the consensus view is right now? And how expensive do you think it is from an options perspective to have that consensus view?
I think the consensus view probably is that this is a bit of a...
Yes, you can read Jesse Livermore. All books of Jesse Livermore are good.
Trying to trade that range, at least for the foreseeable future. What gets you out of that range would be probably our inflation view, coming to pass over the summer, and to the upside and to the downside.
Okay, another 6 minutes, and then we can get the PM close. Hopefully we get the drop we are looking for, so we can ride the market up.
Fairly expensive across the board right now. But in our view, you can own some tactical upside in the mix to hedge yourself, and if you need to hedge, if you're worried about that recession outlook, then I think you probably target small cap as the way to kind of hedge and slow down those growth risks. We think that model is relatively attractive. We think that's the part of the equity market where you'll see earnings get hit first if they do.
Stuart Kaiser, awesome, buddy. As always, Stuart Kaiser there from UBS. Your equity market positive 0.9% on the S&P. On the Nasdaq, not more than 1%. Your trading diary. Up next.
What was your question again, please?
How can your bold vision be transformed into long-term value? Is your strategy ambitious enough to drive transformation at scale? Are you reframing your future, or is the future reframing you? Realize your transformation with connected strategy, transactions, and technology. Realize your transformation in EY. You will shed light on top. You will make aging optional. You will turn 5G up to 11. Because when you subscribe to Bloomberg, you won't just get news. You get insight into little
Patience, patience, patience. It is Jesse Livermore. Jesse, Jesse Livermore. Priyanka, this is about, we are trading gold XAUUSD. Yes, Fatima, this is the book, correct. Thank you. Okay, another 4 minutes and PM close. Anyways, my first target is almost hit at 48. As I predicted.
Around about 26 minutes into the session, there is a $29 billion name called Twitter.
3 more minutes. And there you go. We are at 48. Thank you, Sanjog. Always a pleasure. And here we go, as I said, at least 1848 will come. I'm still expecting further downside.
He faces a confidence vote a little later. We get rate decisions from the RBA and RBI on Tuesday and Wednesday rather. ECB rate decision on Thursday and another round of jobless claims as well. And then finally, the CPI report.
Two more minutes.
You will shed light on dark matter. You will make aging optional. Because when you subscribe to Bloomberg, you won't just get news. You will get insight into limitless possibilities.
2 more minutes.
Change the world, Bloomberg.
Oh yes, yes, of course. You mean writing down? Yes, I do take notes. Yes, you have to.
When you think space, you probably think one space agency that travels under the radar is ESA. Which is surprising considering that the European Space Agency is cheap and how vital it is to the global space industry.
We collaborate with pretty much everybody who is involved in space exploration.
ESA wants to be a leading force in furthering humanity's mission into space. If we want to have successful human missions to Mars, we are going to have
1 more minute for PM close.
off-world in a different way.
It is
The place where we are going to learn to do that
the London PM close.
and ESA help humanity take its next giant leap.
Bloomberg has enhanced.
It's open. It's closing now. It's 6 p.m. already.
Now, you can simply type phrases in everyday English in the command line. Compare financials. Find people. Analyze markets. You can enter phrases or ask questions. What do you want to know today? Ask a question or visit SearchGo to find answers now.
From the financial centers of the world, this is Bloomberg Markets with Alex Steele and Guy Johnson.
Wow.
It is 30 minutes into the U.S. trading day, Monday, June 6th. Here are the top market stories we're following for you at this hour. Musk's Twitter turmoil. Elon Musk threatens yet again to cancel his deal to buy Twitter. The company doesn't give him information about fake accounts. Twitter plunges. And the next step for tech. Nasdaq 100 rallies. Its 10-year yield still closes in on 3%. Is this a relief rally or has tech finally found its footing? And one scandal too many. UK pundits report facing a leadership vote. Bojo vows to fight as his premiership unravels. From New York, I'm Alex Steele, my host in London, Guy Johnson. Welcome to Bloomberg Markets. Guy, it feels like the broader question is, can we really get a soft landing here in the U.S.? And if we can, do you want to be buying tech and taking on more risk? And I feel like that's going to be the question as we kind of got through the jobs number and then we look forward to that CPI.
So yeah, I think both those numbers are absolutely critical in trying to answer this question. Say, as you say, with the US 10-year
As predicted, there we go. We struck the first price.
level. Earnings, I think, is the other factor I think we need to fold into this equation, Alex.
So there is support around 47.
Concern around the fact that large tech is starting to downgrade
I'm already in profit.
Yeah, it's a tough choice there, Guy. I think we started off this year with it being
I bought some at 47 because of the support.
is becoming
You can see I'm in profit already.
valuation compression for the space.
I am $50 right now as we speak in profit.
Rates rise, it does deplete the relative value of the tech space. It's the longest
You can have a look here
in the S&P 500.
and you can see.
That means that as rates rise, it will see valuation compression relative to the rest of the sectors. But earnings are a big part of the
65.
story, too, and our work would suggest that you're still paying a tremendous premium for tech stocks relative to the rest of the index.
I will scalp it and I took the profits.
Are negative and have been negative for the past 8 weeks or so. Will likely continue to be negative. That's a tough argument to make for tech.
Yeah, exactly. And Michael's number
I
one.
took the profits just to scalp because I'm expecting further down.
Tech revisions broadly.
If I get the opportunity to buy from down, all is good. If not,
Big guys. Look uninspiring.
every day is a trading day.
Revisions for cyclical tech subgroups over the coming months. And
So just like that, I made $50 with you all.
I wonder if Vicky, when you're talking to traders, how much of this is priced in yet?
Well, a good chunk of it is going to be, because valuations was a key part of the story, and now you're looking at valuations that go back to pre-pandemic levels. But here's the problem: pre-pandemic, January 2020, the last quarter of 2019, the same narrative here was that tech is overpriced. You have this extreme liquidity environment, and that this doesn't actually make sense what levels tech is trading at. So if you go back to those levels, taking and discounting some of the growth that you've seen in some of these tech names, but the same problem is still there. But I think what Gina said about the rates picture is crucial here, because if you talk about why rates are such a major part for the tech trade and for traders as well, it's all about
Today the PM close price was 1847.20.
this was their major kind of bonus that a lot of these tech companies had. It's what made them their haven, that in an environment where you could be looking at a recession, where you could be looking at a global economy shutting down, these tech companies can still weather the storm, even if their sales do decline.
As I always say, ladies and gentlemen, my calls are valid until the end of the day. Take as less as possible. You take one trade, please. Don't take many trades. The more you trade, the more possible you are going to lose. With more trades, increases the possibility of you losing.
Perspective, one of the big issues that big tech is confronting.
Okay, thank you all for joining us. My trades are still valid. I am waiting for the price to actually go down so I can buy it. Okay, I have to go. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for your amazing questions. Till next Monday. During the week I will be sharing our Telegram channel, our trading academy, okay, and how to onboard from India onto Supreme FX to start trading. I'm still expecting more downside. That's why I scalped when it went up. If it goes down, I will buy. If not, all is good. We'll catch another Uber on another day. Remember to always share these insights with your family and friends and the people you care about to benefit as much as possible. Thank you all for joining us. I will, once it triggers our targets, if it triggers today, I will be coming and speaking on Instagram through my stories and updating you on the current situation of my trades. As I said, everything is transparent. Thank you all for joining, and we talk next Monday on a Money Monday, 4:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Dubai time.